Hi guys! This week you're going to review a story we already read in class called Dex The Heart of a Hero. You can read along with me or you can read alone. I sent the story in a file. Just remember that when you're done, there are questions in the orange write-in reader that go along with the story. Have a great week. Bye. Our story this week is Dex, The Heart of a Hero by Carolyn Bonner. The genre of this story is a fantasy. That means that the story could not happen in real life. You're going to see things that are imaginary events and characters, such as animals that talk or do things like people do, walk, wear clothes, things like that. Dexter was a little dog. His legs were little, his tail was little, his body was little. He looked like a plump sausage sitting on 4 little meatballs. Being the size that he was, Dex was often overlooked. The other dogs grew tired of waiting for Dex to catch up when they played chase, and after a while they forgot to invite him at all. No one really seemed to notice him, except when Clevis, the tomcat, demonstrated how he could stand right over Dex and not even ruffle his fur. So, how do you guys think that Dex feels? That word overlooked. To me, overlooked means that people are not noticing you. They're forgetting about you. They're thinking maybe that he's lonely and sad. And how does Dex's size cause him problems? So it says that he's little and the cat can stand over him and he can't catch up with all the other dogs when they're playing catch. So it's a problem because he has a hard time keeping up with the other animals, and then he gets made fun of because of it. Yes, everything about Dex was little, except for his dreams. He wanted to be a hero. He could just see it. The mighty Dex flew up into the dark and starry night. But wanting and being are 2 different things. Dex lived on dreams until one day, after crawling out from under Clevis yet again, he decided there had to be more to life than gazing at the underside of a cat. There had to be more to him. If he could be a hero, he would. So Dex started training. He read every superhero comic book he could find. He watched every hero movie ever made. He went to the library. Furiously, he studied, knowing everything depended on him. So if we see these boxes down here, those boxes remind me of comic books. The way they're written, they kind of remind me of like Superman comic strips talking about how he flew into the up into the sky. So why do you think that the author chose to write the books, to write the story this way? I think he wrote the stories this way to show that Dex's dreams were kind of like the heroes he had seen in comic books. So instead of everyday heroes, Dex is thinking of himself more as like Superman, somebody that wears a costume and a cape and goes around saving the day. Dex figured that a hero must have strong muscles. He needed exercise and lots of it. Dex started trotting to the corner and back every morning. He hopped over every crack in the sidewalk. He struggled to climb the garbage pile, up and over and down, then up and over and down again. All day long he worked, day after day. Even at bedtime, when he wanted to flop on the rug with his tongue hanging out, Dex forced himself to circle 5 extra times. The mighty Dex pressed on through wind and rain and storm and fatigue. So, Dex imagines that a superhero needs to be strong. He needs strength. He needs something strong about him so he can rescue the people that are in danger or the things that are in danger. So he knows that he needs to get some exercise and build up some muscles. When it got easier to run to the corner and back, Dex did it again and then again. Then he dragged a sock filled with sand as he ran, and then 2 socks. When Clevis was bored and stood in the middle of the sidewalk to block his way, Dex dropped to the ground and slid right under him. He was too busy to be bothered by Clevis. So Dex's attitude is changing towards Clevis. Before he kind of let Clevis get to him, he made him, kind of defeated him. He got sad and, was lonely when Clevis made fun of him. But now he's kind of letting Clevis not get in his way. He's going around him. He's going under him. He's just too busy to even let Clevis bother him. Dex was tired. He was sore. He was working so hard that he almost forgot what he was working for. But one night, as he dragged himself to bed after his last set of push-ups, Dex stopped in front of the mirror and flexed. He could feel them. He could see them. Muscles. Faster than a rolling ball, stronger than the toughest rawhide, able to leap tall fences in a single bound. Now Dex didn't take the stairs. He skimmed them. He leapt over hydrants. He vaulted up curbs. He could jump over the garbage mountain without touching the top. He could run like the wind. He felt as if his legs had springs. So Dex has changed a lot since the beginning of the story. He's exercising more. He doesn't let Clevis bother him. He's getting strong muscles. He's letting his dreams come true. Only one thing was missing. Finally, a small brown package arrived. Dex ripped it open. His hero suit! It was red with a shiny green cape, and it fit like a glove. Dex loved the way it felt. He loved the way it looked, and he loved the feeling he had when he put it on. He was ready. With the courage of a lion, the strength of the bear, and the heart of a hero. So, there are some words on both of these pages that kind of pop out to me. So on page 174 it says he could run like the wind. So do you really think that he's running as fast as the wind? It's kind of an expression. It lets you know that he's running really, really fast. He's not running as fast as the real wind, but it might feel that way. And then on 175 we have the his hero suit fit like a glove. So when the author says fits like a glove, they're telling you that they're making a comparison using the words like and as to create pictures in your mind. So when the author says fits like a glove, it's making you think gloves fit tight when you put them on. They're tight on your hands so they don't fall off. So the suit fits him like a glove would. It fits perfectly. It's not going to come off. It fits him very nicely. When Dex went out in his suit for the very first time, he looked up the street and down. He noticed a young pup trying to cross the street. Dex sprang into action. "May I help you?" he asked. He guided the wide-eyed pup across the street and grinned as the pup stared at him with his mouth hanging open. The pup whispered, "Wow, it's Superdog." Superdog? Dex liked the sound of that. Of course, when Clevis saw Dex, he just had to comment, "Hey Dex, where's the party?" Dex was so busy that he was able to ignore Clevis for the most part. The only time his face ever got red was when Clevis yelled, Where'd you get that dress up?" Dex had to wonder if Clevis saw anything but the suit. Didn't he understand that the suit was just a way to let people know he was there to help? The sun glinted off of his emerald cape as Superdog raced to the rescue. So Clevis kind of has a bad attitude towards Dex. He thinks that he's dressing up to be kind of funny. He's not realizing that Dex has changed a lot. Dex wants Clevis to understand that the suit doesn't make him a superhero. It's what he's done to get to the point where he can save people's lives, even if he doesn't have a suit. There was a mouse he saved from a sewer, a purse snatcher he tackled. He fixed his neighbor's sprinklers. He found a lost kitten, pulled a rat away from a live wire, tracked down a lost wallet, put out a trash fire, and organized the neighborhood cleanup day. It seemed that now, wherever anyone needed help, they turned to Dex, and Dex had never been happier. If you look at the pictures of Dex, you can kind of see by his face or his expressions how he feels about helping people. He feels happy, proud, that he's able to help his community when they need him. Late one evening, there was a banging at the door. When Dex answered, it seemed as if the whole neighborhood was yipping and yowling in panic. "It's Clevis," they shouted. "He's stuck in a tree. Hurry, Dex, hurry." Dex raised his eyebrows. It was not like Clevis to move enough to get into any trouble. In a flash, he was dressed and ready. It was clearly a desperate situation. So, how are the animals feeling when they're going to Dex's house? And what lets you know that? So I can tell by the picture there's a lot of animals there, and they're banging on the door. Normally people only bang on your door when they need you in a hurry, or there's something important that they need to let you know. So it's telling me that they're really concerned about Clevis, that he's really in trouble. And then the author uses the word dressed in a flash. So when I think of those words, in a flash, somebody that dresses in a flash, it makes me think of a light. Light happens in a flash, like when you turn the light bulb on, it happens instantly. So it's kind of like a burst of light or something that happens really, really fast. So he dressed really quickly. As he got closer, Dex could see Clevis. He had been chasing a squirrel to the top of the tree, but had slipped and was hanging by one claw from a slender branch. He was yowling for all he was worth. "I'm slipping!" Clevis screeched. "Help me!" Dex looked desperately around for something to climb on. There were no boxes or ladders, not even any trash cans. Then Dex looked at the crowd. "Quick, everybody," Dex shouted. "I've got an idea." Dex leapt onto the end of the teeter-totter, facing the tree, pushing it to the ground. Everybody on the other end. 1, 2, 3. All the animals jumped together on the other end of the teeter-totter, catapulting Dex into the air. He soared over the crowd, his ears and cape streaming out behind him. The mighty Dex flew up into the dark and starry night. Dex scrambled onto the branch next to Clevis. Quickly, he pulled off his cape and tied its four corners onto the screeching cat. "Jump!" Dex shouted. "Jump, Clevis!" With an ear-piercing shriek, Clevis let go. The billowing cape caught the air and parachuted the big cat to the ground. Dex backed up and slid to the ground amidst the cheers of the crowd. "Super dog! Super dog! Super dog! Super dog!" Dex was bruised and tired, but he forgot his discomfort as Clevis sheepishly lumbered over, still tangled in the green cape. "Thanks, Dex. You really are a hero." So when it says Clevis sheepishly lumbered over, so that phrase, when we talk about like something being, somebody doing something sheepishly, it's like they've done something that they kind of want to be forgiven for. So sheepishly, like they're quiet, kind of embarrassed a little bit. And lumbered means like he went over there kind of quietly, but with all of that stuff still on him, tangled up in, he kind of might have tripped or fallen a little bit on his way over there. Dex didn't think he could feel any better, but he did. Just a little. The next day, when Clevis sidled up next to him and whispered, "Say, Dex, could I be your partner?" Dex looked the big tomcat up and down. It would take a lot of work to turn Clevis into a hero. He could hardly wait. "Sure," said Dex with a grin. "Sure." With twice the brains and triple the bronze, our heroes forge on, ever ready to lend a helping paw. So, by the end of the story, if we compare and contrast how Clevis has changed by the end of the story, when we talk about compare and contrast, comparing means like how are they the same and how is he different. So we kind of think about what did he start out as and how did he end. So at the beginning, Clevis was kind of, he made fun of Dex. He didn't really think that Dex had a lot positive going on for himself. He made fun of him. He made all the other animals kind of leave him behind. He didn't treat him very well. And by the end of the story, he's realized that Dex has made all of these changes to make himself a better dog to help others. And Clevis has realized that he could also change. He could change the way that he is towards others, and he could help Dex do the things that Dex is doing. So he definitely changes a lot by the end of the story. And he changes for the better. So that was this week's story. You can now answer the questions in your orange write-in reader about the story. I know we've read it before, but it's always good to review. Next week, I think we will have maybe a new story that you haven't read yet. But practice the story, read it to yourself, read it to a family member. Make sure you use those good tones of voices when you get to the parts that are written like comic strips. Just remember to keep reading and have a good day.